The Great Zimbabwe, a journey through time. Welcome to Real African History. Today, we're diving into the incredible journey through the heart of Africa, where the ruins of a magnificent civilization lie nestled in the rugged terrain of southeastern Zimbabwe. Today, we explore the Great Zimbabwe, a site that has puzzled historians, archaeologists, and travelers for centuries. This story takes us back to a place of mystery, grandeur, and ancient power. Grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's embark on this journey together. The origins of Great Zimbabwe. The story of Great Zimbabwe begins in the 11th century during a period of significant social and economic transformation in southern Africa. The ancestors of the Shona people, the builders of Great Zimbabwe, began constructing this extraordinary city around 1100 AD. They chose a strategic location on a high plateau, surrounded by a landscape rich in natural resources. The name Zimbabwe is derived from the Shona phrase Zimba Zamabwe, which means houses of stone. This phrase aptly describes the massive stone structures that characterize the site. Unlike many other ancient civilizations, the builders of Great Zimbabwe did not use mortar to hold their stones together. Instead, they relied on the precise cutting and fitting of stones to create sturdy walls and buildings. The architecture of Great Zimbabwe. One of the most striking features of Great Zimbabwe is its impressive architecture. The site covers an area of about 7.22 square kilometers and includes several distinct areas: the hill complex, the Great Enclosure, and the Valley Ruins. The hill complex. The hill complex is the oldest part of Great Zimbabwe and is perched on a rocky hill overlooking the entire site. This area was likely the spiritual and political center of the city. The hill complex includes several stone structures, terraces, and pathways that offer breathtaking views of the surrounding landscape. One of the most notable features of the hill complex is the eastern enclosure, which contains the iconic conical tower. This tower, standing about 11 meters tall, remains one of the most enduring symbols of Great Zimbabwe. Its purpose is still debated, but it may have served as a granary or a symbol of authority. The Great Enclosure. The Great Enclosure, located in the valley below the hill complex, is the largest and most impressive structure at Great Zimbabwe. This elliptical stone wall, measuring about 250 meters in circumference and up to 11 meters high, encloses a series of smaller walls, passages, and buildings. Within the Great Enclosure, the craftsmanship of the builders is evident. The walls are made of carefully placed granite stones, creating a sense of grandeur and strength. The Great Enclosure is thought to have been a royal residence or a ceremonial center, reflecting the city's importance and wealth. The Valley Ruins. Scattered throughout the valley are the remains of smaller structures and settlements. These valley ruins include houses, workshops, and other buildings that would have been home to the city's inhabitants. The presence of numerous soapstone figurines and carvings suggests that Great Zimbabwe was also a center of artistic and cultural activity. The people of Great Zimbabwe. The inhabitants of Great Zimbabwe were the ancestors of the modern Shona people. They were skilled craftsmen, traders, and farmers who created a thriving and complex society. The city's population is estimated to have been between 10,000 and 20,000 at its peak. The people of Great Zimbabwe engaged in long-distance trade with other African societies and beyond. Archaeological evidence reveals that they traded gold, ivory, and other valuable resources with merchants from as far away as China, Persia, and India. This trade brought wealth and prosperity to the city, contributing to its growth and development. Daily life in Great Zimbabwe. Understanding the daily life of Great Zimbabwe's inhabitants provides a more complete picture of this ancient civilization. The city's residents were skilled artisans, farmers, and traders who contributed to a thriving and complex society. Agriculture and trade. Agriculture was the backbone of Great Zimbabwe's economy. The fertile soil and favorable climate allowed for the cultivation of crops such as millet, sorghum, and beans. Livestock, including cattle, goats, and sheep, were also important, providing meat, milk, and hides. Trade was another critical aspect of Great Zimbabwe's economy. The city's strategic location enabled it to become a hub for regional and long-distance trade. Gold, ivory, and copper were some of the primary commodities traded with merchants from the Swahili coast, Persia, and China. The discovery of Chinese porcelain and Persian glassware at the site attests to these extensive trade networks. Art and craftsmanship. The people of Great Zimbabwe were also skilled craftsmen. They produced a variety of goods, including pottery, jewelry, and textiles. The craftsmanship of the soapstone carvings and the intricate designs on pottery pieces reveal a high level of artistic skill and creativity. These artifacts provide valuable insights into the aesthetic values and cultural practices of the inhabitants. The decline of Great Zimbabwe. Despite its grandeur, Great Zimbabwe eventually fell into decline. By the 15th century, the city was largely abandoned. Several theories have been proposed to explain this decline, including environmental degradation, overpopulation, and political instability. One of the most widely accepted theories is that the region's natural resources, particularly its soil and water, became depleted due to overuse. This would have made it difficult to sustain the city's large population and agricultural needs. Additionally, the rise of competing states and shifting trade routes may have contributed to Great Zimbabwe's decline. Rediscovery and preservation. The story of Great Zimbabwe does not end with its abandonment. The site was rediscovered by European explorers in the late 19th century, sparking a renewed interest in its history and significance. Early explorers. The first recorded mention of Great Zimbabwe by a European was made by Portuguese explorers in the early 16th century. However, it wasn't until the late 19th century that the site was systematically explored and documented. The German explorer Karl Mach was one of the first to visit the ruins, and his accounts helped to bring international attention to Great Zimbabwe. Controversies and misconceptions. Early interpretations of Great Zimbabwe were often colored by colonial biases and misconceptions. Some early researchers, unable to believe that Africans could have built such an impressive civilization, attributed the ruins to Phoenicians, Arabs, or even ancient Hebrews. These theories have since been debunked, and it is now universally accepted that the Shona people were the true builders of Great Zimbabwe. Modern archaeology and preservation. In the 20th and 21st centuries, modern archaeological methods have greatly enhanced our understanding of Great Zimbabwe. Excavations and research have uncovered a wealth of information about the city's construction, economy, and social structure. Efforts to preserve and protect the site have also increased, ensuring that future generations can continue to learn from and appreciate this remarkable heritage. Great Zimbabwe in contemporary culture. The legacy of Great Zimbabwe continues to resonate in contemporary Zimbabwean culture and beyond. The site has become a symbol of national pride and identity, reflecting the rich history and resilience of the Zimbabwean people. National symbolism. The importance of Great Zimbabwe to the nation's identity is evident in its adoption as a national symbol. The country's name, Zimbabwe, is derived from the Shona phrase for houses of stone, linking the modern nation to its ancient roots. The Great Zimbabwe bird, featured on the national flag and coat of arms, serves as a reminder of the country's cultural heritage and historical achievements. Tourism and education. Great Zimbabwe is a major tourist attraction, drawing visitors from around the world. The site offers a unique opportunity to explore the remnants of an ancient civilization and to learn about the history and culture of the Shona people. Educational programs and guided tours help to raise awareness and appreciation for this remarkable heritage. Cultural renaissance. In recent years, there has been a renewed interest in the cultural heritage of Great Zimbabwe among Zimbabweans. This cultural renaissance includes efforts to revive traditional crafts, music, and storytelling that reflect the legacy of Great Zimbabwe. These initiatives help to preserve and celebrate the rich cultural traditions of the Shona people, ensuring that their history and heritage continue to inspire future generations. The Great Zimbabwe stands as a testament to the ingenuity, resilience, and creativity of its builders. From its impressive stone architecture to its vibrant trade networks, this ancient city offers a fascinating glimpse into a sophisticated and complex civilization. Despite its decline, the legacy of Great Zimbabwe continues to inspire and captivate people around the world. If you enjoyed this exploration of Great Zimbabwe, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more captivating stories from real African history. Let us know in the comments what other ancient sites you'd like us to explore. Until next time, Keep exploring and discovering the wonders of our world. Remember the Great Zimbabwe, a journey through time. Thank you for watching.